Hello, world. Welcome back to another episode of Golf Subpar with Colt Nost and Drew Stoltz. Sleeves, fresh off the plane out of Mexico. Got a nice little tan.
I see that.
Woo, glowing.
I see that. I like that. Little bronze.
Yeah, didn't understand a word anybody said the whole week, but hey, I made it. John Rahm's your champ. It was a hell of a week.
Buenos dias, mi amigo, first and foremost. So speak in your native tongue. Secondly, smart of us to stay away from John Rahm last week because he was going off at 4-1, dude. There's no value in that. Everybody knows that as a good gambler. 4-1, not enough.
Listen, I was talking with his manager, Jeff Koski, last night, and he's like, he knew going in. He was the favorite.
Sure.
He's supposed to win. I mean, when you're 4-1, you're most likely, you're damn sure better contend. And he went out and got the job done. I mean, that's Tiger-like stuff. When you're that big of a favorite and you actually go out and you actually do hoist the trophy at the end of the week, because there is a lot of pressure on you. You know, Thursday, Friday, the only people following any golf out there was John Rahm's group. I mean, that's it. He was the show. And he led from start to finish, put on a ball-striking exhibition, finally got the putter to cooperate a little bit. But, man, it wasn't easy for him.
No, I mean, you go out there, like you said, 4-1. You're expected to win. You finish 5th, and a few guys play great golf. Like, that's a disappointment for you. No other golf tournament, you really go in, like, top 5 is nothing. But that's what it was for John Rahm. There's only 5 guys in the top 35 in the world golf rankings going in there. But, dude, to do it wire to wire, I mean, I honestly don't think we'd never seen that golf course before. We'd heard about it, read about it, got to see it. You got to see it in person. I think for him to win on a golf course like that, John Rahm's biggest strength in my mind, A, he's good at everything, but B, he's the best driver of the golf ball in the world. And those fairways were massive. They looked like. I mean, guys were going through there. Yeah, there's a few holes, but for the most part, like, you could let it go out there. And I think John Rahm, his biggest skill is that he can drive it long and straight. So if you give him a tough golf course with narrower fairways and some penalizing rough, like a Torrey Pines, for instance, that's the place where he's going to excel. He's going to hit driver, he's going to hit more fairways, and he's going to hit it longer. That's where he can pick you apart. But when you stretch those things out to as wide as those on the majority of the holes, I'm like, well, now his driver's kind of normal. He's still long, but there's a lot of long guys out there, and his advantage gets taken away a little bit. I thought it was pretty impressive, given that even though the field wasn't that strong, to do it on a golf course that, in my opinion, doesn't really give John the advantage that he has at other places.
See, this is where I disagree with you, actually, because when the second I walked around that golf course, I went out there Friday morning and walked around, I said, this place is perfect, because you know why? He gets to hit 14 drivers, or 13 because there's 5 par 3s. He gets to hit 13 drivers around. He hit driver off every single hole, I think, last week.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's the,
and as you said, it's the
it.
best club in his bag. The fact that he actually gets to use it so much, I thought it was just a perfect setup for him. Yeah, there was just a couple holes. Like 8 was a very, very tough hole. We saw Cameron Champ make triple on Sunday. 10 was just a brutal hole. John Rahm hit it in the water there on Sunday and got the best break of his career, I'm going to say, on Sunday. Pulled it left, going towards the penalty area, hits the cart path, actually hits the SiriusXM golf cart.
Shout out Sirius.
Shout out SiriusXM. It kicks down into the rough. I mean, this ball was gone. It was going in the penalty area. He would have had to drop, had over 200 yards for his third. Instead, he ends up making bogey, but could have been worse. Much, much worse. Incredible break. Ends up winning by a shot. Shout out our guy Tony Finau, who had a great Sunday. Finally got the putter clicking. He's been putting absolutely freaking terrible.
The first 2 rounds, I watched a lot of that, and I was like, I don't know how you can deal with this as a golfer, to hit it the way he did. I turned on the coverage. The first 3 holes, I think I texted you after this. I was like, I've seen Tony play 3 holes. He had 12 feet for birdie, miss. Then he had 6 feet for birdie, miss. And then he drove a par 4 and 3-putted. And I was like, I would rather hit it like complete ass and get up and down all over the place and save par and feel like I'm saving shots, as opposed to just stripe, 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 miss, miss, miss. Nothing drives you more crazy as a golfer than that. And he was doing it. And then finally, you had to just figure at some point this thing's going to wake up. And, man, what a weekend he had. Little course record on Sunday.
Yeah, tied the course record with Brandon. Woo, 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 woo.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the putter got hot. I mean, his ball striking all week. He was like, gained over like 10 shots on the field in his ball striking stats. It was really cool. But
through Friday, he was number 1 in strokes gained tee to green and second to last in putting. That's what they said on the broadcast. Yeah. So that's a tough combo. But just to make the weekend, when he lost more than 5 shots to the field just Thursday, Friday putting. Tough to make a cut when you do that. You got to hit it pretty damn good.
No doubt. But how about this? Tony Finau, the last several years on the PGA Tour, has averaged 8 top 10s. You know how many he's got this so far this year?
1.
Single. It was this week.
Singular.
I mean, I said it when we were on 18 to Nance. I was like, this guy's looking for his first top 10. Like, it's just shocking for a guy who we thought when he won the Northern Trust, it was like, okay, here we go. He got that, he won Puerto Rico, but a lot of people say, that's not a full field PGA Tour event, the strong field. Then he goes out and he beats a badass field there at the Northern Trust up at Liberty National. And we kind of thought, okay, Here
pop
we
the
go.
top.
Now
Yeah.
Tony's about to go.
That's the thing that gets so dangerous. Like, there's a lot of guys with crazy talent. We say, like, it's hard to win, but once you do, like, here it comes, open the floodgates, and rarely does that happen. It happened with Scotty Scheffler, but Tony's the guy you've been pointing to. Once he gets that one, once he gets the one and gets over the hump, it's just damn hard to win out there. And especially with Tony, like, I don't care how good you are putting it like the way he has this year. It's hard to have good finishes. It's a testament to, like, playing weekends. That's how good he hits it. That when you put it like that, when you 5 shots on 2 days to the field, that's not even to the good guys. That's just to the field, the guys that are making everything. That's hard to do, and he comes back and ends up losing by a shot. I mean, he's got to be on that flight home, just been like, I could have won by 6.
He could, yeah. I had a feeling you were going to bring that up because you did take him. But look at some of the putts. I mean, he made a 70-footer.
He made a couple
on 14 for eagle that was going Mach 12.
I can't believe that went in even without the pin in. I think with the pin in, that thing rattles and comes out, but it popped, hit the back, and the 1 centimeter you can goes up and comes down.
But it was great. Nance just threw me under the bus. He had hit his first 15 greens. They tell me to get over there to his group. I show up on 16 fairway, 187 7-iron. Misses the green.
Yeah.
He's like, well, welcome, Colt. You show up. You hadn't missed the green all day. And
Tony's hitting it really good. Send Colt out there. Send that black cloud over there to see if we can fuck this whole thing up for him. Oh, thanks.
But congratulations, John Rahm. His 7th PGA Tour win. World number 2. Got it done as he should. And we got to give a big shout out to Vedanta down in Puerto Vallarta. This resort, Sleaze, was unbelievable. The golf course was beautiful. You know, I think they're going to get a stronger field each and every year after they hear what people said about this place.
It looks sick on
But
TV,
the resort
by the way.
has crazy amount of rooms. The place is huge. The place we stayed in, honestly, probably one of the nicest hotel rooms I've ever stayed in my life. Had its own pool on the balcony. It was unbelievable. And they treat you like just gods over there. It was a blast to be at. Got to thank them. Beautiful restaurants down on the beach.
Is that where you did your sunbathing? Did you do it on your private pool or
By
did
the
you go
way,
down to
look
the
at
public
this.
pool?
Look at if you're on YouTube.
I thought you were about to pull your shirt up right there.
If you're on YouTube, you can see this. So we had a different truck this week. So I didn't have my normal backpack that I normally use. I had John Wood's backpack because it was an NBC truck. And he's got this freaking right strap like rigged crazy tight, and he's a lot smaller than I am. And so you couldn't adjust it. So it was super tight, uncomfortable. It's the only one they had. So it like pulled the sleeve of my shirt up. So I got exposed all day. Look
Oh,
at this
yeah, you got a little 3rd degree.
Strawberry burn right here.
Right there. It's good, dude. That's that base layer.
Man.
It's that base layer you need.
I was like trying to tug it down all day, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to get so burnt right here on this right arm.
You
and
did.
I did. It was
You
great.
did.
But, man, Puerto Vallarta, what a beautiful place. Can't wait to go back next year. We got to make a trip down there. It's easy. It's a 2-hour flight from Phoenix.
It's so nice getting down. I would love to get down. And shit's cheap. What do drinks cost down there? Nothing compared to here.
Way less than here.
Yeah. That's why they got it figured out down there. Yeah. Beaches, palm trees, cheap drinks. What else you want?
I'm in.
What else you want? I'll tell you what else you need. TAG Heuer. That's what
style,
you need on your wrist because you got to bring your golf rounds to the next level. Passionate about golf, TAG Heuer. Fucking curse. I thought I said it wrong. I said it right. TAG
You said it right.
Heuer. Okay, I'm going to start with the passionate about golf part. Okay. Passionate about golf, TAG Heuer is setting a new dimension in watchmaking through cutting-edge technology with the newly released connected Calibre E4 Golf Edition. Swing detection and shot distance tracking, interactive maps, smart scorecard, the TAG Heuer connected Calibre E4 is the high-performance companion to any golfer who wants to take their game to the next level. The TAG Heuer connected Calibre E4, together with the TAG Heuer Golf app, is the ultimate companion for on and off the golf course. Designed for performance, ready for everyday life. Visit tagheuer.com/golf to learn more. Go there right now, get one, dominate the bar and the golf course.
Listen, you want to play good? You got to look good as well. So get you a TAG Heuer. You'll be styling out there on the golf course.
Look good, feel good, play good, make good money, become Alpha Barn Rat, basically.
I'll tell you who's been playing some good golf is our guest this week, Sleaze. Picked up his first PGA Tour win a few weeks ago in San Antonio. Hopped on a bird, headed over to Augusta National and the Masters. Played very, very solid there in his first appearance. But J.J. Spaun has been on quite the heater.
I think this interview is going to surprise a lot of people. We've known J.J. for a long time. Well, I know J.J. It's been a while since we were playing Canada together and things like that. He's got some juice. He's really fun to be around, but you don't see him everywhere in the media. You don't see a ton of long interviews and things like that. I think J.J. Spawn's going to come away from this one with a lot more people rooting for him.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just the whole experience of Masters Week. I mean, we could have talked about that for hours, and I think it's going to be really, really cool for the listeners to hear all the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens that week.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine your life changing like that. All of a sudden you're showing up. You've kind of had some stress in terms of keeping your card, things like that. Boom, you win. Oh, by the way, we got the smoker sitting right here. You want to go to Augusta and play that when you didn't even plan on it. He talks about what he had to do with its clothes and all that stuff. I mean, it was just a lot of a lot of big life-changing moments right there in the span of a very short amount of time.
All right, well, before we get to JJ Spaun, I want to tell you a little bit about our guys over at Dewar's. We are proud to announce that Dewar's is the presenting sponsor of Subpar and the official Scotch whiskey of the 122nd U.S. Open at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. Discover Dewar's remarkable lineup of Scotch whiskeys, most notably their 12, 15, and 19-year-old Limited Champions Edition, developed in partnership with the USGA. Dewar's is the perfect after-round indulgence, extraordinarily smooth yet complex. Enjoy Dewar's double-aged Scotch whiskeys any way you like, be it neat, on the rocks, in a whiskey highball with a twist, or a classic old-fashioned. It is now time for the Dewar's Cheers moment of the week, and we're going to go a little off. We're not going to go golf here, Sleeves. We're going to go basketball because the NBA playoffs are rocking right now, and we got a massive series here in the Valley. Phoenix Suns are hosting our man Jason Kidd and the Dallas Mavericks. I cannot wait to sit on the couch the next week and a half. I got an off week, which I'm very excited about. Pop a bottle of Dewar's and just sit there and watch some incredible basketball. I'm kind of torn here. I'm a Dallas boy.
This is what I was getting to. So if, let's say you were to make your way to the game, okay, and you show up, you got good seats, your front row, you're going to be on the TV, all that sort of stuff. What colors are you wearing?
I'm neutral.
Oh, you're going to just wear
black.
White?
No, black.
Black, yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have
Just
said
neutral.
white.
I don't wear white.
Because you're from Dallas. Obviously, you're a Dallas guy. But we got J Kidd, who's a good friend, comes on the show. But then you got Rally in the Valley. You got the Suns. We need to get some of them on, by the way. We need Kaminsky. Is he still on that team?
Yes, he still is on the team.
Though,
He's
right?
been hurt.
Okay.
But I can't wait to watch it. I am torn. I'm rooting for the Mavs. Listen, I'm a Dallas boy. I'm rooting for the Mavs. But if they lose, then I start rooting for the Suns.
I'm full of Suns now that the Nugs got destroyed by the Warriors in round one, which maybe everybody's going to do. But now I'm on Team Suns. So big week. And a lot of betting options. All
right, well, here we go. JJ Spaun on Golf Subpar.
All right, we got a newly minted PGA Tour winner in the house with us today. The 2022 Valero Texas Open champ. Also recently wrapped up a little top 25 in his first ever trip to the Masters. The man is making moves right now. JJ Spaun. Greetings. Good to have you, bud.
Yeah, it's good to get the honor to be here with you boys.
Things going all right for you? Not too bad lately.
How are
it's
things,
been crazy, man. It's been a crazy last couple weeks. It's nice to kind of catch my breath now and rest at home and kind of let things sink. So it's been great.
Yeah, you just told us you're taking 3 weeks off, which is nice. You can do that when you win on the PGA Tour. You get a nice little 2-year exemption. But let's just go back to this because, I mean, things have been kind of a struggle the last couple of years. Had some health issues, got misdiagnosed, which I would totally blame on the bad golf, correct?
I mean, it was a contributing factor. It led to a series of events. You know, you lose a bunch of weight and you try to swing how you've always swung with that size, and it was just a lot different. And I fortunately was able to kind of grind through it and get the right help and be on a better treatment plan for that stuff.
When you say you lost a lot of weight, like what kind of number are we talking?
So like my lightest, which when I was still losing weight, which is a big symptom of diabetes, untreated, uncontrolled blood sugar, I was like 165. And I can pull up, it's funny, I'll show you later, my doctor's records, because Harold Varner was like talking to me at the place, he's like, man, I didn't know you were fucked up like that, you know? I was like, yeah, like I was. And he's like, how much did you lose? I was like 50 pounds. He's like, you didn't weigh 217. I was like, yeah, I did. And I had to like go in my doctor's like notes and pull up and screenshot like my like full on, weight and my height and everything. It was like 217. Like it was like 2017 and 18, my rookie.
So you weren't trying. This was just, it was just falling off you.
Yeah. So I lost about 20 pounds in a month without even trying.
Oh.
And I was like eating more and more.
What is it? You don't eat, or is it just run through you?
Yeah,
like you can't keep it?
Before I didn't know what was going on, like I was getting tired and feeling like lethargic, could barely get through one round, and it was towards the end of the season. It was like my best year on tour so far. So I was like, maybe it's just a long year.
Yeah.
And then when like us bigger guys, when you're getting down to like another belt hole, you're like, wait, like I'm losing weight, like so. My wife or my girlfriend at the time, she's like, you need to go to the doctor. And sure enough, like the last time I went to the doctor, I was 216. And I weighed in at like 192. And this was in the span of a couple months, to just lose weight without even trying.
Yeah.
And and that's just when they found out that like I did blood labs and stuff to find out.
Type 1, is this right? Type 1's the one you're like born with, like you can kind of figure that out quick, and then type 2 you like develop, and that's a different one, right?
So type 1 is like an autoimmune disorder where your beta cells in your pancreas that produce insulin get attacked. but there is such thing. It's called LADA, LADA. It's an acronym. It's late adult diabetes. I don't know what the other A is, but it's something like that. But it's basically a late onset of type 1. So that's originally what they assume you have type 2 when you're, not an adolescent anymore and you got high blood sugar, and especially if you're overweight, because I was overweight, like 217 pounds, but
Sounds
I've always,
great.
I've always been
like
like
you're
on
fit
the
as a fiddle.
hefty, I was always on the hefty side, like my family's all kind of big boned, I guess, but, so it was just a primary care doctor, and he assumed, that I was type 2, and so we did the treatment plan with that, so it's like lose weight, exercise more. I'm like, well, I freaking walk, I mean, we exercise enough, I'm not sitting at an office, whatever, and taking specific, medication, just a different treatment plan. I lost, 45, 50 pounds.
Damn.
And that's that makes, so type 2, you're just insulin resistant. So you still produce insulin, but your insulin's resistant to like moving the sugar to where it needs to go instead of it just sitting in your blood and like having all these symptoms. So anyways, that didn't get better. My numbers were still terrible. And this is like 2 years go by. I'm losing weight.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this was the fall of 2018. So then literally 2020, oh no, actually it was 2021. Yeah, it was last year. I went to a specialist, an endocrinologist, which specializes in this kind of stuff, like thyroids and like other, weird shit like that. But so she did like this test that determines if you have this autoantibody in your pancreas that kills your beta cells. And sure enough, I tested positive for that. And she's like, yeah, you're not even type 2. Your pancreas is slowly, like, you still make a little bit of insulin, but it's like killing itself, like, basically. And you're going to make no insulin at all. Like, it could be in a month, it could be in a year, it could be in 5 years, but it's clear that you're not even type 2. So now I'm on an insulin, and that's helped me, keep weight on and to manage my sugars and stuff. And it's been a game changer, obviously, physically and even mentally.
So once you found that out, how long until you started feeling back to like your normal self again?
It took, I would say, I started feeling good within about 6 months. When I got
it took a while. Still.
Yeah. Like when it's just a lot too, like to deal with, learning how to adjust the medication, the amount, and now you got to count like your carbs, and like I'm drinking a Bud Light, but it's a Bud Light, so I can get away with it. But it's kind of like adjusting and learning how to deal with that and getting the right amount, and then you can start. So the other problem with that is you can go low, which is really low blood sugar, and you can like go into like a coma and shit. Like it's crazy if you're not on top of it. But basically it was an adjustment period, and more mentally than physically I was able to kind of overcome it. And about a year since my original start to that treatment plan, like it's been a lot better.
God, so deal with that and then go try to play golf for a living. Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's a lot of math and keeping up with shit too.
Yeah.
Not just like trying to balance it, but you got to keep tabs on all of it. What about golf swing wise? Because like I don't care even if you're trying to not change your golf swing. You lose 50 pounds, things are going to change.
Yeah, like I was pretty self-taught like my whole life. Like I've had a few lessons here and there with some great coaches, like just when I got really lost, but I was able to always kind of find it myself and like dig it through the dirt, dig it out of the dirt, and work hard at it, and everything would kind of, get together, get to where it needed. But this time it was like, what do I do? Like I had, like the feels were completely different. Obviously your body's moving different. I had more space at the top. My hands are higher. Like before I just felt connected, like I had freaking a round
Swing around that belly.
Yeah,
right?
swing around that belly and those boobies, and you're like,
You gotta wait on them.
Yeah, exactly. And it just
Titties to the target.
Yeah,
That's
like so
it.
everything was just out of sync, and that was kind of the hardest part was losing my swing, and then also then you start losing confidence, and it was brutal, and it just took a while. I took some lessons. I started working with Mark Blackburn. He's a great guy, great coach. You worked with Mark for a while, and he helped me kind of lay a pretty good foundation, and then it got a little too out of my comfort zone with like technicalities. I'm more of a field player, but I ended up trying to do stuff on my own after a while, and then I started working with Andy Pat now, who works out here. He just works at Starfire, just kind of a low-key coach, and he actually really helped me get back on track with like what my old swing was, and like trying to get that move now from what I used to do back then.
You've always hit it good too. Like you can go back to like Canada. Like you were like fairway green. Might not be the longest dude out there, but it was just solid like tee, fairway, green, two putt, make your birdies.
I thought
like,
you always rotated through the ball about as good as anybody. You still do. You rotate through. That's one thing I noticed. You always turn through it.
Thanks.
I've always loved that about your golf swing.
Yeah, and I think that's like a weight thing too, because you feel like you have all this mass and you can really like feel like you're rotating as hard as you can without over rotating, if you know what I mean, or like spinning out of it or whatever. So I think that is kind of what threw me off, because everything started moving so much faster, you know, having the space and you know, being lighter in general. So that's one thing that, you know, kind of threw me off for a while.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm shit.
You're too skinny.
There's more than just that.
I gotta eat more.
You're too skinny, bro.
Fucking eat more.
There's more than just that.
You think it's no? I don't believe you.
But let's talk. I mean, those 2 years, obviously, your game isn't where you wanted to be. You finished outside the top 150 in the FedEx. Had to go back to Korn Ferry Tour finals and all that. I mean, how tough is that? Because I mean, you had a couple really nice years in a row before your diagnosis, and then you struggled a little bit. I mean, that's really got to mess with your head a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, especially 2018 when I found out in the fall of 2018, like. That was my best year. Like I felt like, you know, my rookie year was solid, kept my year. My second year was solid, and it was just kind of like my trajectory was, you know, positive. I was going up, and then all of a sudden, like this gets thrown at me, and it was kind of weird. I didn't want it to mess with me mentally, but you know, it just was a big change, and you know, to play 2020, and then with all that other shit going on with COVID and all that was crazy. And luckily, I mean, I would have probably lost my card that year too, but they gave us another year, and eventually I lost it, you know, officially. And I don't know, I think maybe that was like the best thing for me. And it's not like it was like a mental thing that I was taking for granted of being on tour or whatever, but I don't know, it was just kind of like, wow, like you had something that you wanted so badly, and then like now it's gone. You're like not even conditional status, you know? So I don't know, I think going to Boise and I finished, I think, second, tied for second or something. That really, I think that gave me my like a little bit of my confidence back, and just knowing that like, you know, like you're obviously gonna go through some bad times and play bad golf, but there's still, you know, there's still some spark there. There's still like some light at the end of the tunnel, and you know, I was able to play good and get my card back, and I've just been playing good ever since then. And I think that's also due to like a lot of the work that I put in between then, you know, with my swing and attitude and just overcoming like everything.
But I would say like the good thing, like, I mean, you come out of school, you have a little bit of struggle on the Canadian Tour, but then you have that great year in 2015, and then your career starts going up and up and up. And even though you lost your card and had to go back to Korn Ferry finals, you got it back. Yeah. Like you never had to go PGA Tour and then go spend another year on the Korn Ferry Tour, which I think is huge for upstairs at least, mentally.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, like I didn't even know if, like what I would be doing after, you know, that year. I mean, who knows? I mean, because you still have to finish, you know, top whatever 50 on the finals to even have like a card on the Korn Ferry. I know like maybe past champion status, but but it's still like you can, if you lay an egg at finals as a tour player, like you're kind of screwed, you know, even to get Korn Ferry status. So, you know, I was looking like, you know, maybe even Q School, you know, I couldn't imagine having to go.
It's definitely in the cards. I mean, if you don't play well,
even if you get it back though, or like even if you get Korn Ferry status, it's like that taking that step back. It's just such a instead of playing for all the money and all the nice shit you get on the beat, now just like come back. It's like, dude, it's a long climb back up again, and it can just work. Like some dudes just aren't up for it at that point. Like
exactly,
man, you know, just sucks it out of
you.
The
motivation, I think, too, is just like
you could have just quit like I did.
Yeah, just like fuck it.
Start a world famous podcast.
That's not a bad consolation. Yeah.
But now look where you're at, PGA Tour winner. Like you having gone through what you've gone through, and now to the point where you're a PGA Tour winner, is your perspective different? Like not that you ever took it for granted, but like damn, I was down here where I could have been possibly out of the game, and now I'm 2-year exemption. I just got back from Augusta. Like that's a pretty drastic change in not that long a time.
Right. No, and I think that's 100% of it is like perspective, you know, like even playing week in and week out now, like just having a different perspective, like, you know, if I finished 28th one week, you know, and versus, you know, bogeying the last 3 to finish 28th, you know, you'd be like pissed off. Yeah. But it's like, it's perspective. Like, what if I birdied the last 3 holes to finish 28th in that? And being in the category I was in, it was like every point mattered, you know, for our reshuffle and everything. So I think having like a better outlook and more positive and a different perspective on things, and not expecting everything to come so easily, like, has helped me in the long run.
Can you describe like what a weight off your shoulder it is? Like you just mentioned before we came on, like, dude, I got 3 weeks off. It's nice. It's nice to not have to feel like I have to go play these tournaments. I can do this and I don't have to worry about anything. Just what a relief it is to set your schedule, know you're set, and have all that like behind you, and just get to set it up for what makes you play the best golf. Right.
Yeah, and that's one of the luxuries of winning. You know, you have 2 years. You know all the tournaments you're going to be in, and even this year, I was in a category that gets shuffled every major. After every major, everyone gets re-ranked. So it's nice to not have to worry about like, oh, am I getting in this week? Or, oh, so-and-so needs to miss this cut so he doesn't pass me, and then that means I'm not in Hilton Head or something like that. So it's definitely like a huge weight off my shoulders, and it's nice to be able to set plans, long-term plans too, with scheduling and stuff. And now that I have a family, a young daughter, it makes things a lot easier too for them, for me to be around. I mean, I had like about a 4 or 5 week stretch, from the West Coast, including the Florida swing, and they didn't get to come. And it was like brutal, like they're home by themselves here, 5 weeks without much help and without me being there. And I miss them so much. So that also is a great bonus to winning is, they can come out now and we have more flexibility with our planning.
Yeah, that's game changer when you got a fam.
That's huge. And just looking at your results, like leading into San Antonio, I mean, you finished 27th at Valspar, but there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, there was some solid golf, but nothing. Nothing was like, hey, I'm about to win on the PGA Tour.
Right.
What did you find that week? What clicked that put you in that position? Because San Antonio, that's a hard golf course.
Yeah. Dude, it's weird. I don't know. I think I had a week off. I played 4 or 5 in a row, including Valspar. And then I had a week off, and I literally came home and I did not touch a club for 1 week. Mm-hmm. And I knew I had San Antonio, which was a great tournament. I've never skipped that event, but I didn't touch a club because I felt confident that my game was where it should be. Like, like I haven't had any I've had 1 top 10, but like starting in January, I didn't have any top 10s, but a lot of solid golf, like top 25s and all that. So I just knew it was a matter of time where everything would kind of click, and whether it would be getting the right breaks or not. And I knew maybe I'm just like 1 week away from that. And so basically I went into San Antonio kind of just feeling good, feeling confident. I didn't feel like I had to overdo anything. I played 9 holes Tuesday, and then like 7 holes in the Pro-Am. I didn't see the last 2 holes, but I wasn't worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even get to practice the entire course, even though I've seen it, but it's nice to kind of see it once again before you play. But I don't know. I've been driving it well, and I just need the putter to kind of heat up a little bit, and I putted really good. And I obviously, when guys win, like they're either putting really good or they're like striping it or both. So I think that's what contributed was just kind of the putter got hot. And
Sunday was nice. With
yeah,
the putter.
so I guess on the weekend they said I was like 31 for 31 inside of 10 feet.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Not one misseroo inside 10 feet.
So
pretty good.
that obviously helps. But it was just, I don't know. It was meant to be my week. Yeah, it's stupid. It was.
Don't practice the week leading up. Barely play practice rounds. You'll probably win. I think that's the moral of the story.
Right?
That's what we can all gather from this.
Obviously, you're in the next to last group on Sunday. You got a great chance to win. What are the nerves like Saturday night, Sunday morning?
Yeah, Saturday. So my wife and our child was there, and our daughter, and I don't know. It was just a fun week. We stayed right there, and we went to the water park Saturday and Friday, and just been chill. Like I think just not really thinking about anything helped, and busy being a dad kind of stuff. Not having to. Let my mind race, while I'm sitting in bed, watching TV, like, okay, I could win tomorrow. Like it was just, I knew I had a chance, and I think I felt comfortable being in the second to last group too, because I haven't really been in many final groups in a while. But I just, those things come across your mind.
Of course.
You're like, oh, we could be going to Augusta next week. Mm-hmm. And I had people texting me like, let me know what the azaleas smell like next week, and I'm like, dude, chill. Like,
God, delete, delete,
jinxing me. But no, it was hard to not get ahead of yourself, but you kind of think about that, and it kind of went back to, being where I was back in September of last year, like I had nothing. You know, I had lost my card, and I said, whatever happens tomorrow, like who gives a shit? You know,
What about after that little dub piece on the first? I bet the brain changed a little after that.
Well, at that point, I was like, so what do I got to do to like finish top 10 this week?
Yeah. 10th is good. 10th is also good.
Yeah, I was
just a nightmare.
I really love Hilton Head. I really want to go there. So what do I got to do to get top 10 this week? But I don't know. It actually kind of calmed me down. Like I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And it's like one of those courses where, dude, you can do that on any hole.
Yeah.
You can do that on a par
easily.
3, like without even taking a penalty shot.
I loved what you said after the round, though. You're like, well, better the first hole than the 18th hole.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a great way to look at it. You're like, okay, well, that just woke me up. Now I got to go.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think I did finish a couple rounds that week, like shitty like that, where I bogeyed 18. I think I might have doubled 9 or something, like in the middle of the round maybe. But, I was just like, well, the odds are in my favor to like make maybe one double, and maybe I just got that out of the way early.
Yeah, and sometimes that like a bug or dub on the first, like it's like a shock to the system almost, where it just like gets you locked in. Like, okay, no more. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's been some good rounds with bogeys.
It's like fighters say they like to get hit early.
Yeah,
just not too hard.
Start, so you take the first.
just don't be knocked out. Yeah,
just don't get knocked out.
Yeah, you got concussed early.
Yeah, and then like Cooch makes a freaking just stuffs it on 1 and stuffs it on 2. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to take a little seat here and just kind of like, but I don't know. I just hung in there. I tried to stay patient and it worked out, I mean, I think staying patient was the best part, especially after that opening disaster.
Go back to one thing before you, like when you said about Saturday night, Sunday morning, you're like, it's impossible not to have those thoughts. And I feel like back in the day, it was a sports psychologist like, yeah, you can't have those thoughts. You can't have that thoughts. And then there was players that came about and they're like, listen, I know I'm going to have those thoughts. I'm human. It's just how you handle them.
Exactly.
I mean, you said they came to me. I pushed them to the side. But
it's impossible.
First off, you're totally lying to yourself if you don't think those thoughts are going to come to you before you have a chance to win a PGA Tour event.
It's 100% impossible. I mean, exactly like you said. You're a human. Like, you're always thinking ahead. Like, we're just wired that way. But, yeah, it's just like you got to kind of, like, think about it, and you just try not to let it affect you. Like, even if you think about it the rest of the day, like, like you got to have a response to that maybe. Like, just like, well, yeah, I know I can get in the Masters, and I know I can win and make a lot of money, but if I don't, like, whatever, who gives a shit?
Yeah. There are certain instances where you can get a little too far. I'll never forget, this is a great story. I was playing on the Corn Ferry Tour with this guy, and he had a guy named Lil Penny caddying for him.
Lil Penny.
Love He's
that.
A fantastic guy. Guy birdies the first hole Thursday. Caddy goes, yes! I knew we were going to do it. We're going to win this week. We're going to win next week. Then we're going to take next week off. I was like, we played 1 hole.
Yeah, 1 hole, bro. First hole of the tournament.
It was fantastic. I looked at my cat. I started dying laughing. I was like, is this for real? He was dead serious, too.
I knew there was somebody
Pretty sure
out
they missed
there
the
that
cut.
thought like that, too. Dude, I birdied 1 through 1, 100 through 1 holes. I'm like,
Sleaze parred the first hole at the Mid-Am qualifier and already started playing his Champions
like,
Champions
I'm
Meal
in.
Augusta.
I'm going to win Low-Am. What am I going to say in Butler's Cabin? Fuck, I got to come up with that whole spiel. Nance asking me bullshit.
That's actually funny because I have, like, thought, I think maybe there was a couple other times where I had a chance to win, and I'm pretty sure I was like, what am I going to say in my acceptance speech?
Yeah,
like,
dude,
but maybe that's a positive thing. Like,
Yeah, but at least he's in the tournament.
gotta envision
You're qualifying to get
But
into the tournament.
if I win that, I get into it, and of course I'm going to perform once I'm in there. Once the big lights come on.
Hey, maybe it's a positive thing, like it gives you that confidence. Like,
It's better than getting in there and never thinking of it and looking like an asshole on national TV. You know what I mean? At least you got something worked up. Fuck, you gotta be prepared. That's not something you just ad lib in the Butler's Cabin.
It ain't easy.
You know what I mean? You gotta have something prepped.
Yeah.
All right, well, back to JJ. So you win Valero. The next day, I'm texting with you trying to get you on our SiriusXM show, and you're on the Valero jet
Yeah.
on the way to Augusta.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was sick.
how about that nice little perk of winning?
Yeah.
Cozy little jet I saw too. Kind of cramped.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah.
It was like the La Bamba plane,
What'd they do?
A single prop?
Yeah.
Was it that night? Being like, hey, by the way, we got you a ride tomorrow?
Yeah, so I knew there was a charter, but I didn't know like if it was from Valero or what it was. But I mean, there was a lot of guys playing, Augusta next week, so whatever. I assumed that maybe that would be the one, and we'd have to scramble. But after I did like some media in the presentation, and the tournament director Larson comes, he's like, "All right, so you want to leave tonight or tomorrow? We have a jet like waiting for you. We just got to let the pilots know they're there right now." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, I have the option to leave tonight or tomorrow? And he was like, yeah. Like, so I asked my wife and the baby, she's on it. You know how sleep schedules are.
Don't mess that up,
don't mess
bro.
with the kid. So we ended up going Monday morning, and Joe, the CEO from Valero, like, made sure everything was tip top and it was money, dude.
Sure, you needed a little time to book a house in Augusta, book
Right,
a place
and
to
that's
stay.
Yeah, how did
it.
that work? Where did you end up? Like, you can't get stuff. That's booked like a year.
It was crazy. I don't know. Like, so my agent wasn't there at Valero, but I think he was at Augusta already, and I don't know. He had a connection that, I think there was a family that knew the agency or an agent friend of my agent, and they were like, yeah, if anyone needs a house, like, we'll just get up and leave. So basically they just got up and left, and obviously maybe stayed at, a relative's house down the street. So yeah, we showed up Monday, and yeah, sorry for not calling you back, but
It's fine. I got over it.
We landed Monday, and then it was like, we got to go to the house, and they didn't even have a car there for us. I was like, oh my God, we had like my kid, and then I had to go run to the course and like register. I didn't even get on the course till 3.
Mm-hmm. And the weather was shitty too.
And then and I knew the weather was gonna be shit.
Monday was all right, wasn't it? And then
Monday was great.
Monday was nice.
Was that your first time ever?
First time, yeah.
All right, well, take us through it.
let's
You get in
go.
the car, get Magnolia Lane. Let's go.
Yeah, so we land there. Everything was great. The flight was awesome. We have a debacle getting the car. Anyways, we get the car, drop my wife off and the kid at the house. They unpack. So we're Mark Caron's my caddy, and we drive to freaking Augusta. So first off, we go the wrong way, and then we go to I'm in Google Maps, like Augusta, and they take us to the main entrance for like the fans and stuff. So I'm like, where the fuck are we? So anyways, I'm like, well, we just got to find Magnolia Lane, and then I do Magnolia Drive or something, and I'm at the wrong place there. So I'm like, holy shit, where is this place? Because it's random. It's like,
well, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're like on this main drag. It's like being on freaking Pima Road, and then all of a sudden there's like this random wall of trees, and it's like, here it is. Yeah. And then you make a quick right. Yeah, and then there's like cops everywhere, and then so we pull in, and it's like, oh shit, here we are. And you're just like driving down, and it's
so cool.
It's everything. It's like everyone's like, did it exceed your expectations? I was like, no, because my expectations were so high to begin with, because that's all everything being the way it is, and it is exactly what I imagined it to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just,
well, it's like the top of the pedestal. Like every golfer, it's like
you can overhype it.
Yeah.
And then kind of be let down. But I did overhype it, but I knew it was exactly that.
How much? Let's just keep going through it.
Okay.
You get there.
Yeah.
You get out of the car.
Yeah. So we get there.
Yeah. What were you wearing?
I don't even remember, dude. Oh, I think I showed up in shorts, and you can't wear shorts.
Oh, that'll get you.
I was like, oh,
that'll get you 5 to 10.
So luckily, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So luckily, I had some pants in the back, so I threw those on. We park, and it's like right when you turn a right, and you see the main clubhouse. Turn right, and there's another parking lot. Park in there, and I see like Tiger's girlfriend, and I'm like, and they're like, this is the Champions parking lot.
Oh,
yeah. And I was
you're doing good. You're doing great.
We are rolling, baby.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So, anyways, but they're like, it's all right. Yeah,
nice to see you.
Yeah. They're like, it's fine. Just just be quick. So we register, and I think registration, it's part of the clubhouse. I think that's when it sunk in, where I was like, "Oh my God, am I really here?"
I can't believe they even have registration at the mat. I always thought like it would just be like,
dude, it's so old
like
school.
caddies go get their stuff, but like I just think of players like, you're in, dude. If you're on this property, like just go.
So like registration, you literally sign this like old book that like it's like I think it just goes back to like whatever the last 40 years, however many pages it can fit, and then they're like, here's the replica of like the original one from like the 1800s or however old it is.
Okay, what's it the 1800s?
1900s, 19 whatever. And I'm like, damn, dude, this is crazy. So, you literally like write in this book to register, and that's kind of when it sunk in. And I was like, dude, is this really like when they say like, oh, is this a dream? Like I actually felt that. I was like, dude, this can't be real, and it was. So. Signed the registration. I'm like, all right, where's those pimento cheese sandwiches? I took some extra insulin today for that. So then we punished some sandwiches in the club or up in the player locker room area, and of course, Karen's went to the caddy house where the beer keg is. They have like the beer keg there on draft, and other caddies like, you pull up a cot. Pull up a cot here and sleep here all week, and you almost did. You drank that much.
Might as well.
Might as well. So
celebration.
So how much prep did you get on the actual golf? Because you get there late. You didn't even know you're in. How much time did you get actually on the golf course?
So we didn't land till maybe It was kind of a long flight. But it's fine. It was
plane.
great. Yeah, it's a tiny plane, slow plane. So we land at like I think 12:30, maybe 1. So literally by the time like I run to the range, it's like 2:30. I'm like, I'm just gonna hit like 10 balls to get loose and let's go play. And I was like, what do I do? Like, where's the first hole? And I'm asking all the green coats out there. Like, I don't know if that's a bad reference.
You're never invited back. No, okay.
Yeah, I don't think like we're not.
That's
green
the
coats.
highest compliment you can.
But
Everyone's
like,
dying to be a green coat.
Green coats. They're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want here. I was like, all right, great. So we tee off at 3. We're kind of playing. It's just me, and we're playing a slow practice round, just trying to see everything we could. And I'm just amazed at how purple the greens are on Monday. I was like, what the hell?
They were glossy Monday.
I was like, what is? I was like, okay, well, I mean, I know it's Augusta, so, and that was incredible. Kind of like that first tee shot. But I think the coolest part was kind of getting on the course and walking to the tee and just everyone kind of like congratulating me, which was like a cool feeling because I didn't really get to celebrate anything really. It happened so fast at Valero, and I had a quick dinner with my family and Mark and his girlfriend, and then it was like off to Augusta the next day. So it wasn't like a huge celebration, but kind of getting to Augusta and like even like DJ, I've never talked to DJ in my life, like came up to me and was like, "Yo, congrats, bro." And I was like, "Thanks, DJ."
Wow,
Is that what he said?
That's incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you knew about
that
this?
verbatim? Is that what he said?
Yeah, like
congrats,
literally,
bro.
like congrats, bro.
Yeah, that seems right.
Did you play the par 3?
So we played one hole because of the weather.
Yeah.
We were scheduled to go later, and I think they were cool, the starters, because they're like they're gonna blow it in like 6 minutes. So they're like, just go up there and hit, and it was like McIlroy, Shane Lowry, and Padraig Harrington. You're supposed to play threesomes, but like just go up there and just tee off with them because they're not gonna play more than one hole. So that was cool. So we got to hit one shot, and then my daughter was there, my wife. Wearing the white jumpsuits.
Yeah,
that's sick.
We really want to do that for the experience and for our daughter's sake to kind of be able to look back on that and be like, oh, like that's me. So that was a blast. But yeah, so we played 8 holes and they kicked us off the course on Monday.
Oh,
they're like the course. I mean, they weren't like obviously they were very nice about it. They're like, yeah, hey. So the course closed at 6 and it's 7 right now.
I just got here.
I was like, oh.
I've been waiting my whole life.
I didn't get to hit the tee shot on 9, so so we basically got pulled off the course, but it was fine. And then Tuesday we ran out there super early before the weather came in at like 10 or 30 or 11. It was supposed to hit, and it was funny. So going back to the house, we didn't really like get settled in yet because I went straight to the course. So by the time we got back, it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Ordered food, ate some food, and by the time it's 10:30, 11 o'clock, do some laundry. I packed one outfit for San Antonio because I figured I was coming back, So I literally packed 1 week's of golf clothes, for that week. And then now I've got 3 weeks so I had to wash clothes and all that shit. And so we get to, so it's like 1 a.m. I shower finally. The baby's asleep. I'm like, I'm going to shower. I'm going to go to bed. 1 a.m, I pull the duvet down the bed, and there's no sheets. It's just a mattress on the bed. I was like, oh, shit.
Agent.
Yeah, I was like.
Fired. Thanks for the house, but also fired.
Yeah, so I had to call the guy that owned the house. I was like, bro, where are the sheets? He's like, oh, they're upstairs, blah, blah. So I had to, like, make my own bed at 1 a.m, half asleep. Yeah, exactly. Half asleep. So it was a whirlwind of just exhaustion, 1 a.m.
And you're all hyped up on adrenaline.
Yeah, and I
you
really
can't
couldn't
probably
go to sleep. Yeah,
dude, you're like, all that shit that happens so fast.
Yeah.
And you only played 8 holes at Augusta. You ready to
I
get back
know.
out?
Yeah, so did you get any Wednesday?
No. So
You didn't end up seeing
okay. So here's
11 of the holes?
no. So then
went out
Tuesday.
for 10?
So that was Monday night where I had to put the bed sheets on. So I went to bed at like 1. I knew we had to wake up early and go before the weather. So I woke up at 6. So I got 5 hours of sleep. And then so we played 9 holes with Jordan, Spieth, and Boog, and Tom Hoagie, and that was fun. We played the back 9 before the weather hit. It was just a quick back 9. Didn't really get to see the course in depth how we wanted to, but we at least we saw it better than not seeing it.
You saw 17 holes.
Yeah, I saw 17 holes.
Okay, so your first go
So 9
around.
was tricky for you.
9 was a little tricky.
What is this hole? Never seen it.
It's downhill, like right.
I'm kidding.
I was like, what? I was like, this guy is a back 9 only at Augusta kind of guy.
So tell me this: your first time you played 17 holes. What was the hole that when you left, you're like, God, that was even better, or surprised you maybe a little bit?
I think 2.
Yeah.
Kind of like you just like that hole, that tee shot, that second shot, the downhill. I mean, even 1, like stepping on that tee, and I think it was actually 1. You're just like, oh my God, like this is so hilly.
Yeah.
It's like straight down and then straight uphill. Dude,
It's a big ass hill.
Yeah, it's a long hole. I played into the wind every day. I hit like 5-iron the first round because it was raining. I was like, great. Well, it wasn't raining. It was like a very heavy mist. So I hit 5-iron the first round. I think I hit 7-iron on Sunday because it wasn't as windy and it was warmer. So it is a pretty demanding first hole.
Well,
you know?
I said I think if it was like number 7, it wouldn't be near as hard as it is because it's number 1 at the Masters. The nerves are a lot higher than normal.
Yeah.
It plays extremely tough. Yeah. But I mean, how about you go through this? You obviously don't get to prepare the way you want. Then you're the first tee time Thursday.
Yes.
I mean,
with
come
Jose.
on.
Yes.
With Jose Muriel thought
With
like,
Ollie,
hey,
bro.
maybe let me sleep a little bit, guys.
Yeah. So, and then I heard some guys scream out on I think it was Wednesday or maybe it was Tuesday when they released tee times. He was like, yeah, last man in, first man out. And I was like, oh, shit, did the tee times come out, I guess? And maybe I'm like first out. And sure enough, I was. And I was like, damn. Like, so that was going back to why I slept in on Wednesday because I was like, dude, I haven't gotten more than 8 hours total in the last 2 nights. Like, I need to sleep. And it was kind of the same deal as Tuesday was where the weather was going to come in around 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. So everyone was out there rushing Wednesday to get anything done. But I was like, screw that. Like, I need some rest.
Yeah, for sure.
And so whatever, I think that maybe helped me kind of just to relax and let the body rest. And, you know, I literally did a little bit of putting practice before the par 3 contest. Yeah, the Pro-Am.
They got a Pro-Am?
Yeah, the Pro-Am.
I get in that?
The par 3 Pro-Am. And that was it. Like, dude, it was just like, well, I kind of went back to how I felt going into San Antonio. I knew I was playing good. You know, I just won a tournament. Like, so obviously I have the belief that I can come out and have a good week. So even though I felt like a little underprepared, I didn't really let it bother me. And, you know, you kind of know enough generally how to play the course just from like watching it so much.
It's the only place
you know what I mean.
You can go there and you know every single hole.
Exactly.
But the
you
greens
remember
got to be tricky.
The
like,
greens,
to see it
yeah.
all.
But I still think as a golfer, like you watch so much of it, you still remember like
yeah, you're like, oh, I remember when
you could
some tighter hit
probably
it here.
roughly chart
Yeah.
a lot of the greens having
100%.
never played there just
I
from
agree.
watching because you watch every shot.
I agree. Yeah, and I think that was the benefit of it was kind of knowing a little bit beforehand.
and you play solid T23 in your first Masters. Were you excited at the end of the week?
Yeah, I was excited and freaking exhausted. Like, I mean, it wasn't easy. I mean, obviously it's the Masters first off, but we had some pretty tough conditions. You know,
Yeah.
3 out of the 4
saw it all.
days. Yeah, it was brutal. Like, windy, blowing 20 to 30 pretty much every day except for Sunday. And but yeah, I just tried to grind through it and just kind of reflect on, you know, how lucky I was to be there and just to let it, like, you know, to enjoy it. And I think that helped.
Give me that Thursday, Friday with Jose, who I'm assuming you're not friends with or hadn't met before. Did you talk? Did you ask him, like, hey, dude, I've only played actually 17 of these holes. Any advice would be appreciated.
Yeah, so he was very determined. I think he made the cut the year before, so he had expectations. You know, he's not out there to bullshit and, you know, have his, you know, annual,
right,
you know,
stroll
presence
around,
and show.
holes,
Yeah, exactly. So the first hole, on Thursday, he, you know, hit this little drive 230, 240, and then hit a 3-wood into that back right pin to 15 feet and birdied the first hole. I was like, oh boy. Shit.
This
Bernhard
guy's got
I
it.
was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he stiffs it on 2, but then he 3 putts or something like that. But he was like good, and you could tell he knew how to play the course, and that's why he's won there twice. And I think that experience around that place really helps you. And he was good, man. He was awesome. He was super kind. Like, you know, he was in it up until he knew it was over. But it was so. Perez texted me on Thursday after the first round. Was like, "Yo, you should get a green jacket for playing with him. I watched your first 6 holes. That guy needs to leave.
Pat.
I was like,
from the cheap seats.
Yeah. I was like, Pat, the guy's won this tournament twice.
He got 2 of them things. Yeah.
He's like, they should be giving you a green jacket for playing with that guy.
Only Pat.
That's Patty.
It was fucking hilarious.
But what a year it's been for you. I mean, first Masters, first PGA Tour win. Earlier this year, you're a diehard Dodger fan. You get to play with Mookie Betts at the AT&T Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
First off, who I met that week as well. The nicest guy.
Yeah. Amazing.
He's the
an
best
awesome
from
dude.
everybody.
Yeah, he's got it all, Like he's got the talent, he's got the athleticism, people love him.
Money.
He's got the
not
cash.
broke.
But I couldn't believe how shy and how nice he is for a guy. I mean, give Sleece $400 million contract.
Are you out? Tell you what, I'm not on this podcast right now with $400 million. I ain't talking to you right now.
That's fucked up.
That's not kidding. I do this for the love of the game, but otherwise don't even fucking look at me if I got $400 million. I would hire a guy to just shoot anyone that looked at me if I had $400 million. Hey, I think that guy just glanced at me, shoot him.
Shoot him.
I didn't approve that.
So I like
400
Mookie.
million?
I like
I got
Mookie
it
way
for
more.
Mookie, yeah, he's more well deserved than $400 million.
How'd you get linked up on that?
So yeah,
That's your guy, I would assume.
I mean,
diehard.
dude, Mookie, like when he came over 3 years ago, was just like that was the deal of the year. So he's been a great addition to the team, and I don't know how he got hooked up with me, but I'm pretty sure I was like, I'm pretty sure Max was going to be the number one guy for that group, but he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And also, doesn't he play like Rogers if he plays in that, or I don't know if
He's got some super celebs.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
Max
the
is
guy's,
now.
he's
Twitter
he's pretty much a
sensation.
B-list celebrity, So Ross Berlin, Ross, he's like, hey, so you might be playing with a pretty cool guy, and this was Tuesday, playing Pebble, just playing practice rounds. I was like, really? Who? He's like, Mookie Betts. I was like, what?
Oh, God.
I was like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
And I got like white in the face. I was like, dude, this is like more nerve wracking than fucking anything, you know? Like even playing Augusta, who knows? But
is that a good draw for you? Being like, because most of the amateurs are like nervous because like, oh shit, I'm playing with the pros and people are watching. But for you, like, you don't care. But when you get a dude that's like your guy, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to show Mookie like,
I'm not trying to miss
deal.
4-footers in front of Mookie Betts.
Yeah, so you think it was harder playing with Mookie than it would have been with some random CEO?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he was my partner, and like I wanted to do good for him, and he's obviously a winner. He wants to win. Like I'm sure he's not there to waste his time. He doesn't want to, bullshit around and waste his time. So, he told me that. I was like, damn, no way.
So, but your caddy, correct me if I'm wrong, is a diehard Boston Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
Which is where Mookie came from. So how was that for him?
No, he was through the roof. I mean, his son is a huge Red Sox fan, and Mookie was his favorite player. So he got him. So after one of the rounds, he sent he did a personalized video for Mark's son. That. So
I thought he might have been out on him because his former son, like, hey, what do we got to the pin here? Figure it out. But
yeah, right. Yeah,
I'd tell you if you were still wearing the right uni.
Exactly. Yeah. So
That's
it was
great.
Yeah, it was awesome. But he's like, basically, Steve John, the tournament director, asked who should we put Mookie with, and knowing that I was the one of the bigger Dodger fans on tour. I think everyone's a Braves fan on that tour. They threw my name in the hat and got picked.
Awesome.
So
Did y'all keep up? Do you talk to him?
Yeah, so he texted me the night
nice.
I won. Yeah, and
sick.
He said anytime I want to go to a game, like hit him up. Like, so I'm gonna take him up on that.
Yeah, you got to.
That's the cool thing about that. Like, you just don't know who you. And I didn't even know you didn't know until Tuesday who you're getting. I thought it was kind of like prearranged for you being a Dodgers guy.
And I wish it was kind of like we could have, played practice rounds together, because I think that's what normally when you find out who your partner is, or if you come with a partner, you kind of. And that kind of would have broke the ice instead of the first tee, like, hey, Mookie.
Holy shit.
Hard time to beat your idol.
Yeah. And then we started out Monterey, like, the first hole is like not that easy of a hole. Like, it's 500 yards,
par 5,
downhill. Like, you got this freaking tree right here. I'm like, dude, I could smoke this tree right in front of Mookie. And you'd be like, who the hell did you compare me with? Like,
he's probably shitting himself thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I had to put myself in his shoes and be like, well, dude, he's way more nervous than I am, but. I think, I played a pretty nervy first 2 rounds, and then there's Saturday I played really good. So, and it was good. I think we almost made the cut. We missed him by like a shot or two. Mm-hmm. So,
That's awesome, though. What a year it's been.
And now your boys with
Yeah,
Mook. Now you got Mook on the speed dial.
It's been a crazy year, man. A lot of good things been happening.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, some more good things are
happen to
about
good
to happen
people.
because we're going to go to the emergency 9 here. 9 fun questions for JJ Spaun before we wrap this thing up. All right, we asked this to everyone. You can trade lives with anyone, dead or alive, for a day. You get to be them for a day. Anyone in the history of this planet. Who are you going to be?
Damn, that's a crazy question.
This
Never
is
thought of
deep
that.
thinkers, dude.
Is this like
No
a time
puffballs on
question?
this pod.
Well, we would
Well, I
like to
mean,
not sit here all
we'd
day.
I'd rather not sit here.
I have to go to New Orleans tomorrow, so.
Godly. Dude, I don't know, man.
You could be Mookie. It's pretty
You could be
sweet.
Jose
Yeah.
Maria and play with you for 36.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
I don't know. I feel like I'd do like
There's no wrong answers.
Elon Musk or something.
That's a great
Shit,
answer.
yeah,
To be
control
like-
the internet.
Yeah,
and
be like
basically the
someone
world.
so damn smart and like so rich and just like can do whatever, do whatever you want.
Buy
Like,
Twitter if you want.
Yeah,
to.
Yeah,
can you go ahead and
like, hey,
handle
I
that
wanna buy
Twitter deal
Twitter,
if you do
yeah.
that? Go ahead
Like,
and just
yeah.
secure that Twitter deal.
yeah, hey,
offer more.
let's lock that down.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, like all the stuff he's doing, like for humanity, like shit, that's a good guy to be kind of in his shoes.
Yeah, he's a weird dude too. Like doesn't even own a house.
Weirdo.
Or any shit. He's got
like 20
300
kids.
billion. It doesn't. He's like, I just couch surf with my buddies. Okay.
Yeah.
I just buy a
Psycho.
couch.
Hey, you mind if I sleep on your couch tonight? What?
You were asking me about Mookie Betts money. If I had Elon Musk money, I mean,
Then I would understand if you
don't
were to this
even,
podcast.
don't even,
I would understand.
Don't even think of glancing at me. All right, here you go. How would you respond to a fellow tour player who said you've gone Hollywood after your win by wearing sunglasses all the time?
Bo Hostler's been telling me
I was
that.
gonna ask you if you could guess who said it.
Bo Hostler's been telling me that shit I'm like, bro, I wore these when I beat you at Valero. So these aren't like stunner shades because I won.
Yes.
Like, they got to stay on now, you know? Like,
I was talking to him, bro, and his direct quote was something like, dude, he brushes his teeth with his shades on now. He's like, he's so fucking Hollywood.
That's good.
I was gonna ask you bonus ball if you could guess who the tour, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna tell you, but it took you 2 seconds.
God, that was easy.
When I was beating you, I was wearing them. Sorry, Bo. Love you.
Sorry, Bo.
All right, next one. You mentioned Pat Perez earlier. Obviously known for his Jordan collection, among other things. You've got a Jordan collection.
Yeah, I don't know why that's on there.
Well, you need to fix
that.
this.
Ruins one of
So
my future questions.
MJ or Pat, like, well, Pat's funny. He's like, they don't make these shoes in size 6.
Of course he does. Yet his daughter's running around.
Yeah,
in
I'm
size
like, bro,
2s.
let me get some 11s or something. Like, they don't make these in fucking 6.5. I'm like,
Of course.
like he has all the comebacks. It's not even funny. So we were playing at Pebble. It was a funny side story. Playing Pebble on Sunday. He played great. We're on 14, and like the hole before, he hit it past me. He had a good drive, and then the next hole, the par 5, 14, kind of the hard one. I hit it by him, 5 yards, and I walk by. I'm like, because he
Yeah.
and he goes, "What, bitch?" He's like, "I'm gonna bury you in that bunker like a cat turd."
I mean,
like how does that just out of nowhere?
and I love that the 5 yards bothered him like that much. God, he's
dude, and
unbelievable.
I'm just busting up in the fairway like with everyone watching and like.
He's a special
Dude,
man.
he's got
like
something.
a cat turd.
Yeah, I'll bury you in that bunker like a cat turd.
He's special.
Oh shit! Well, that might fuck up one of my future questions.
That's all right. It
But we'll
doesn't
keep
have to
rolling.
be
I don't know how that got on your
Yeah.
profile, but you got to tighten that
maybe
up.
I did say that. Maybe when I had like 4
What
pairs,
sounds cool?
I thought,
say I like
maybe
Jordans.
it was like a hype beast thing.
Yeah.
Like I had 4 shoes, so I thought I was a collector.
Yeah,
4
rocket
pairs.
science. I'm big into that too. I'm really smart. All right, well, this will test that profile again too. Are you the oldest person in America to have a season pass to Disney World before having kids?
No,
No.
Disneyland.
Disneyland,
It's
World.
Disneyland.
What's the
across the country from each other?
Yeah,
the
they're
same
all
shit
I
just
mean,
in different states?
Disney World is humongous. I've never even been there, but Disneyland, yes, California. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's
Older guy.
yeah.
Actually,
Like, how often do you go?
yeah.
We're going next week.
But no, I need to know like how many times in a year.
Before kids.
So I lived in Orange County. It was 15 minutes away, but I only got a pass because my girlfriend wanted to do that. So that was like our thing. Like,
Yeah.
You know, we can shoot
You're
over
romantic.
there. Yeah, we can shoot over there after
Throw up on the
work
roller
and just
coaster.
like,
You're probably on some red flag list with the government. Like, this is an old dude cruising around Disneyland all the time.
Exactly. No, I mean, dude, I don't know. It was just, dude, they have like they had a SoCal residence pass. It was super cheap. It was like, basically you buy a 1-day pass and you can go the rest of the year for the same price. So, yeah, that's... It wasn't like I'm going there by myself.
Your profile's right on that. I thought you were just a random dude, just like,
I'm just gonna go.
today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Just ride the teacups 47 times.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, freaking.
Hey, Mickey, can I get a
Small World
selfie?
by myself and just no,
All right.
not like that.
Staying on Disneyland. Say Sleaze and I were Disney characters. Who would we be?
Sleaze would be Goofy for
Of course.
sure.
Yes, of
Does
course.
he have skinny legs, big head?
Yeah.
that feels right.
Colt.
Yeah, where do
Winnie
you
the
go?
Pooh.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, shit, that's
Everybody
actually
loves
Lovable
Winnie
guy,
the Pooh.
Yeah,
That was
just
quick,
a
too.
lovable guy.
I like that.
Well done. Well done.
I like that.
All right. Let's stay on your caddy. I want to go back to your caddy for a minute, right? Because we all know somebody with the putting or the chipping yips. Tell me about your boy who's got the follow through yips. I got
you see
six.
him?
I've seen.
He was
I
at
got
the
6
twin fin.
videos in the last couple days. He ends up on the ground or on a knee.
So he didn't want to do the fucking dry heat.
That's why y'all didn't hit. You were the only, and you didn't hit either. By the way, you snuck out before you.
Because he was like,
coming.
I don't.
That
wanna
honestly, that leads to a penalty. We've
remember
ran
that?
this by Dell.
We're
Now,
like,
if you don't
JJ
hit,
Spaun, Mark Cairns, and there
if
was
one of your people don't
back
hit,
down
it's a
to
2-shot
T8,
penalty.
yeah.
No. So at the start of the tournament, if you don't hit, it's a 2-shot penalty. If both of you don't
That's
hit,
actually
4.
that's a good plan.
We take all this time and effort to go through this.
I know.
actually the
I
most
know.
flattering thing to hear that he was too scared.
He was
because
too
we
scared.
were cooking.
Yeah.
We would have buried him. I didn't even know that's what he did, but I would have destroyed him.
Dude,
I would have buried him like a cat.
So like the lake in front, like his club would have went in the lake. I'm not even joking.
Why?
Dude,
I don't know. He doesn't. I try to ask him. He's like, I don't know.
I gotta show you the videos I got, dude.
Oh, I've seen it.
I mean, dude, he rolls around like he just got shot.
Looks like he got electrocuted.
Yeah.
He just took a fucking stray to the kneecap.
yeah.
He rolls around
Bro.
and his swing's okay. It's just afterwards, it's a disaster.
His putting's incredible too. Like he'll do it with his putting, and he like makes putts, and it's like what? But he used to be a pro. He got his AM status back just to play the twin fin.
That's
incredible.
respect too. But y'all were the only team because they were like, no, I just saw him. I was like, where did they leave? No one leaves.
Well, tell him if you don't do it next year, you're 4 over before the tournament starts.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop the music and do a whole presentation on this guy next year.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
Okay.
I know who I think you look like is in the celebrity world. Do you ever get confused for anyone that might be a celebrity out there?
Okay, so
Hold on. I know. Well,
I don't know. It could be completely different, but
I got one.
Michael Pena came
Yeah.
up to me at Pebble. Was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, you're my doppelganger." I was like, "Yeah,
That's
hell
a good
yeah."
one, too.
Yeah, that's
and
who
I was
I
like,
had.
"Yeah, I could see that." And he was like, "Dude, people were out there thinking that I was you." Calling me JJ, like
This JJ
play well,
sucks."
JJ. Like, yeah, nice fucking double. Like,
This guy swings. I could be on tour.
this guy's hitting it too, whatever. No, I mean, not that Michael's a bad golfer. He's a really good golfer.
He's a great
they
dude,
played
too.
really good. So, yeah, I've gotten that plenty of times. Michael Pena.
Did you have a different one?
Yeah, Shay Mooney from Dan and Shay.
Oh, dude.
yeah.
Davenport.
Shay. Yeah.
Did Davenport send you that video?
No.
Oh God.
God, I need it though.
Davenport's got a
It
video.
looks like Shay.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
Tequila.
The hue is different, but yeah, I think Pena's.
He always. Yeah. Well, when I had like my hat off with like if I get the little faux hawk going.
Yeah. Look just
You
like
still
him.
got that?
Maybe.
Sing it when
Pop it
I
off real
taste
quick.
tequila.
Oh, you got nice.
That's a little
flow.
longer.
Nice flow.
See,
That's that rich guy.
100%.
That's the rich guy flow though.
When
with-
I taste tequila.
See?
Oh!
There you go.
wow,
He's got it.
dude, you're good in LA
So-
when you go.
God, he sent it to
You
me.
got to send me this video later.
But
Yeah,
it's
I got to see it.
it's Shay saying, "Yo, Davenport, where's JJ at?" And then he goes fucking says the line, "When I taste tequila." It's pretty tight. I think Benji got it for him or something like that. Because
I gotta see
Benji and Davenport, they always like call me, "Yo, Dan and Shay."
Yeah.
Dan and Shay.
Well, I started that with Davenport back in the day. He did not come up with that. He don't know who the fuck Dan and Shay is. Let's get that straight.
He struggles to put sentences together. Let's be honest. He's not
He
coming up
just
with anything
knows.
creative.
That's right.
All right,
Well, you're
turn.
good in Nashville and LA.
Yeah.
Wherever you
Hey.
go, you're straight. All right, well, this is a little bit fucked now, but whatever. You love Jordan's fast cars, and you're
Yes.
really good. You love fast cars, and you're really
Cars.
good at golf. Are you sure you're not the illegitimate son of Pat Perez?
You know what? And I end up buying the same freaking car as Pat Perez too, a Nissan GTR.
And
so it's like
there's a little
like,
look
yeah.
alike, and not all the way.
So I think maybe he looks at me and like, let me help this poor kid out.
Wishes you were his son.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Who knows
look
what
up to
Pat
that
was
guy?
doing though around age? How much older is he than you? 14 years? Something?
I think. Yeah,
Right,
That's like
close,
45
14?
now.
dude,
isn't he?
he's.
Yeah, what are you,
I'm
He's 40.
31.
No, he's 46. Him and Tiger are the same age.
46. What are
15,
you?
31.
Yeah, 15 years. That's very possible.
That's like the older, bigger brother.
He could have been up
Or
to no
maybe a
good
dad,
as
I
a
don't know.
youngster, and maybe you came out. And now here you are, fucking driving fast whips and making birdies.
Disastrous older
Perez.
brother.
God, that'd be. Don't ever
He's
do
the
it.
best.
What is it? 23andMe or whatever. Don't
Oh,
ever do
God,
that. You don't want to
find
know.
out.
Just
Yeah.
assume he's.
By the way, since you have 3 weeks off, you should take an hour and watch our last podcast with Pat Perez.
Dude,
It
yeah,
is
I heard it's amazing.
Unbelievable. He's
pretty
on another
soft-spoken.
planet. Yeah,
He's hard
He really
to get
holds
out
back.
of his shell. We're like, hey, this is Pat. Let me. He just launches into
There's
some
never a dull moment with that guy.
He's
That's
the
why
best.
he's the best to be around. Like it's just like,
Even in tournaments,
Something new.
I mean, it's the same way.
yeah,
It's great.
exactly.
All right, last one. I think I know the answer already, but we talked about the Dodgers. Okay, there's a bus coming at Clayton Kershaw and Mookie Betts. You can only get one of them out of the way. Who's it going to be?
shit. Oh, Bud.
I mean,
You got your legendary pitcher.
yeah, but I mean, is this like today?
This is right. Game's about to start.
I mean, whose number's in
mean,
your phone?
Yeah, Mook's getting
Have
saved.
that ass.
Kershaw, you're dead.
Kirsch,
Tough break for the Dodgers.
you only got 1 year signed anyway. So.
If they would have let him finish that perfect game out, you might have saved
Yeah,
his
like
ass,
what is
but-
Doc doing, bro?
Talk
But,
to your boy. That was a disaster, by the way.
like, just let him get a perfect game.
Kid, it's not like it happens every other week.
But I
mean,
guess Clayton understood, so Kirsch understood.
Yeah,
but
it's like they pay me
I'm sure
$33 million.
he didn't
Yeah.
want to
Whatever.
finish out the perfect.
yeah, like who wants to not?
Well, dude, JJ, congrats on a great year so far. Keep this thing
This
rolling,
was
my man.
fun,
That was
bro.
fun.
We'll have you back.
Thanks, boys.
man.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.
All right, well, that was JJ Spaun joining us on Golf Subpar. I mean, what a year this guy has had, Sleaze. Diehard LA Dodger fan, gets to play with the stud Mookie Betts at Pebble, sparks up a friendship with him, just goes and gets his first PGA Tour win in San Antonio, then just hops on this badass private bird of Valero's, flies over to Augusta National, and finishes top 25 in his first ever Masters appearance.
Yeah, he needs to talk to these doctors that misdiagnosed him the first time. Like, you really put a wrench in my shit. This would have been happening years ago if you guys had diagnosed. But it's crazy what he's gone through. Dude, the weight fluctuations. I knew he'd fluctuated weight a little bit. I didn't realize it was to the extent that he had. And, man, it just shows, like, golf is hard enough when everything's clicking, your body feels good. But when you got that going on and you have to battle swing changes and weight changes and things like that, that's a tough deal. But this dude's off and running, man. He's a good player, and I don't feel like the last few years we haven't seen the real JJ Spaun.
Well, it's
I
been
think
hard,
you're seeing him
like
now.
you said,
Yeah.
with the health issues. But, man, pumped for him to get his first win. Always have loved his golf swing. Nobody rotates through the golf ball, in my opinion, better than JJ Spaun.
He just hits fairways, it's just over and over. When he's on, it's just kind of like robotic. It's just like, yeah, that's
like I
gonna
said,
be solid.
as you said, I think this interview surprised a lot of people. I mean, he's a fun dude.
Yeah.
And the stories about Augusta, taking us day by day through there, playing with Jose Maria Olazabal, so cool.
Yeah, we need to get a 23andMe done to see if he's, in fact, the legitimate child of Pat Perez. There's some similarities, dude. You know what I mean?
All right, well,
Wouldn't rule it out.
It's time to step up to the tee and take a swing at betting the PGA Tour on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can place their first PGA Tour bet risk-free, and if you don't win, you'll get up to $1,000 back. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app's extremely easy to use. There's a range of betting options like outright winners, head-to-head matchups, nationality props, and so much more. And Sleaze, when you win,
Just get it in 2 hours if you want, fella.
maximum 2
Yeah.
hours. You get paid super, super fast. And we are on to the Wells Fargo, which is moved this year from Quail Hollow because the President's Cup is going to be there. We're on to TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm outside of Washington, D.C. This golf course is freaking hard, Sleaze.
I played it as well. It is a beast.
It is very, very difficult. The weather does not look very good. It looks nice Thursday. Cold front blows in. Rain Friday, Saturday. Highs in the upper 50s on Saturday. High of 60 on Sunday. I was on the plane with some guys here to Phoenix, and they saw the weather forecast. I was like,
Maybe
Maybe
old
stay
Skipperoo. Yeah.
But I think it's gonna play very, very tough. Last time they played here, Francesco Molinari won by 1,000,000.
That was like a
That's when he was on a crazy
forgotten
heater.
clinic. Didn't he win by 8 or something like
Won
that?
by 8. He shot 21 under around here, which is just absurd.
That course is way too hard
Yeah.
to shoot that.
And I believe the year before they played, Kyle Stanley beat Charles Howe in a playoff at not very many under
Yeah,
par.
it should be like
It was
you
at
would
7
think,
under
like,
par was a playoff.
low. Yeah, I would think
7
of
under.
decent weather minus the Molinari weird one, like low double digits
Yeah.
type of deal. Also, this is the Joel Damon drop.
Sun Gang.
incident.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we get some drama at this place.
All right, well, we've been doing pretty good. I mean, you had Tony Finau last week, finished second. Davis Riley was a sleeper pick. He
Top
was up
10.
there. By the way, I followed him on Saturday. My God, this kid is
good, isn't it?
freaking good.
It's
I
coming.
mean, I know it's good, but just to watch it up close and personal and in action. I said this on the broadcast. This is how you know someone thinks you're really, really good. Lance Bennett, his caddy, who was a longtime caddy for Matt Kuchar, Bill Haas, left a job on the PGA Tour, left a bag to go to the Korn Ferry Tour for the last several months of the season last year to caddy for Davis Riley. He's like,
Yeah.
that kid's going to be a superstar. I'm going to suck it up and go caddy for a few months out here, and we ain't ever going to come back.
I'm gonna hitch my wagon right over here. It's gonna move slow for a minute, and then it's gonna move really fast.
Smart-
That's gonna be a
smart move.
long tenured relationship if they stay on the same page, because that kid's talented, man.
All right, well, let's make some money here. I'm going to go this week. The field, once again, not crazy strong. Rory McIlroy is your favorite at 7-1. The next betting favorite is Corey Connors at 20-1, who's a great player, but it's just shocking to me. Obviously, you know, people are getting ready for the second major of the year, the PGA Championship. But look at the winners that we have had. Okay, since I started back with CBS at Augusta National, we have gone Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, Xander Schauffele, and Patrick Cantlay in the team event, and now John Rahm.
A bunch of
The
relative
studs are
unknowns.
rising to the top.
Bunch
Like
of
it's-
sleepers.
so, once again, I wouldn't be surprised if Rory McIlroy gets the W, but with the odds 7-1, I don't really like that as far as a betting perspective. But I wouldn't be one bit surprised if he gets the job done. He's coming off in the last round he played incredible at the Masters to finish second.
The stars are out right now. I just think moving like Quail Hollow, great golf
Yeah,
course
he's the
for Rory
defending champion
McIlroy.
as
Hit
well.
the seeds there. Move it to TPC Avondale. It's a little bit of different style. Like distance isn't as big of a factor. I'd say it's more accuracy, iron play than hitting rifles.
It's a
off,
ball striker's golf course.
Quail.
Yeah. It's it's definitely tighter than Quail Hollow. But looking at the betting odds, I'm going with a guy that's 21-1 for my pick. In his last 10 starts, he has 8 top 20s. 4 of those are top 10s. He's a very consistent player, and he does well when the golf courses are very, very hard and the weather's bad. Matt Fitzpatrick, 21-1.
Like that little Euro, gonna know how it goes if it gets a little chilly, a little bit breezy. I'm actually gonna call last minute audible here. I like that pick. I'm backing off my previous pick now that I'm thinking about it, and I heard about the weather and just thinking about that golf course a little bit more. I don't care as much about like distance off the tee as much as I do at a Quail Hollow. I'm gonna go with Tyrrell Hatton, one of the best iron players in the game. Very straight driver of the golf ball. Also plays in Europe. Also knows how to play in the cold weather and things like that. So I'm making a last minute audible here. I'm gonna go with Tyrrell Hatton as my guy up top.
And what are his odds?
31-1.
Okay,
So still some juice
nice
there.
value. All right, going a little further down the board, I'm going to go with one of our favorites. He's a ball-striking machine. He's been down in Birmingham the last few days working with Mark Blackburn, getting it all dialed in. He's made 6 straight cuts, 4 of those top 20s. It was a ball striker's golf course, like I said. Not many hit it better than Max Homa, going off at 41-1.
Love it. Maybe become a little 2-time champion at 2 different golf courses.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I'm going to stick with a guy who's in some good form as well. He's got top 13 in 4 of his last 5 starts, okay? Drives it long, like I said, not as important, but it's won on a difficult golf course as well. At PGA National down at the Honda, I'm going Keith Mitchell, going off at 55-1. How about 55-1? I mean, dude, he's his last 5 starts, he's been awesome.
He's played really, really solid this season. We've had him on our SiriusXM show recently. He talks about how consistent he's been playing. Super pumped about that.
Short game's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, he's been working with Parker McLaughlin, the chef, on his short game, gotten a lot better, and he's knocking on the door. Wouldn't be surprised to see him contend around TPC Potomac at Avenel Farm. All right, that's our picks, and it's time. So go low this summer and bet on the PGA Tour. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code SUBPAR to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Remember to use our promo code SUBPAR to get this special offer today. FanDuel Sportsbook, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Must be 21 years and older and present in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In Arizona, call 1-800-522-4700. In Colorado, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Connecticut, 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in New Jersey, Iowa, Illinois, 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369 in New York or 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming.
Way to grind that out, bud.
That's all you got.
Way
Just
to
do that.
grind it out.
All right, and we got another banger of an episode coming next week, Sleaze. We got the one, the only, Michelle Wee West joining us.
This is a good one. She's a fun one to hang out with.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll talk to you on next week's Golf Subpar.